Good morning and welcome. You're watching Rajya TV. This is Breakfast News. I'm Rajya. Let's have a look at the top headlines of the day so far. Last day of campaigning for final phase of elections in Uttar Pradesh and Manipur. Voting to take place on March 8. Hearing in Gayatri Prajapati's case in Supreme Court. UP Governor writes to Chief Minister questioning constitutional morality of Prajapati's continuance in State Cabinet. India conveys deep concern to United States over hate crimes. Ambassador Navdesh Sarna underlines need to prevent such incidents. State Department assures speedy justice. China cuts GDP growth target to 25-year low of 6.5% in 2017. Premier warns of further slowdown in face of complicated global picture. North Korea launches 4 ballistic missiles towards Sea of Japan. PM Shinzo Abe says 3 of them fell into Japan's exclusive economic zone. Now, it's a last day of campaigning for the 7th and the final phase of Uttar Pradesh elections. 40 seats spread across 7 districts, including Prime Minister Modi's constituency, will go to polls in 7th phase on March 8. The districts where voting will be held on Wednesday are Jaunpur, Varanasi, Ghazipur, Mirzapur, Chandauli, Sohunbadra and Badohi. 535 candidates, including 51 women, are in fray in this phase. 1.41 crore voters are eligible to vote. The BSP is contesting on 40 seats, while the BJP is on 32. SP is contesting on 31 seats and the Congress on 9 and the RLD on 21 seats. The campaigning will draw to a close today. There are several rallies in Uttar Pradesh. Prime Minister Modi will sign off his campaign trail with a rally in Rohania, predominantly rural assembly segment on the outskirts of Varanasi, which is his parliamentary constituency. BJP Chief Amit Shah will address 4 rallies in Sohunbadra, Ghazipur, Jaunpur and Badohi. UP Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav will address a string of 7 rallies today. Prime Minister Modi held a roadshow in his parliamentary constituency Varanasi on Sunday. At the end of a roadshow, he addressed a rally. At the rally, he said his aim for the city is to retain its heritage, yet benefit from modern facilities. He accused the Samajwadi Party, Congress and the BSP of not promoting inclusive growth. He also alleged that despite talent and potential in the people in the eastern UP, the state government has not done enough to channelize it. He also accused the Akhilesh Yadav government of not working for the state's development, even though centre releases fund, fearing that union government will take the credit.
इसका पूरा कायाकल्प करने की जरूरत है। बनारस की आत्मा बनी रहे और सुविधाएं आधुनिक बनती चले, ऐसा बनारस बनाने का मेरा सपना है। सारा हिसाब किताब ये करने से वोट मिलेगा कि नहीं मिलेगा तो करना। भाइयों बहनों, हम लोगों का मंत्र है सबका साथ, सबका साथ। लेकिन सपा हो, बसपा हो, कांग्रेस हो, उन्होंने जो राजनीति का कल्चर पैदा किया है, परंपरा पैदा की है, इसलिए उनकी रगों में यही विचार दौड़ता है कि कुछ का साथ, कुछ का विकास।
The Prime Minister also addressed intellectuals at Kashi Samagam event. He indirectly hit out at the Congress of what he alleged was poor governance throughout the country for decades. He also targeted some states saying poverty, law and order issues are widespread in communist-run states. He further added that the nation has never seen a communist government like the one in the West Bengal.
एक हमारे देश में साम्यवादियों की सरकार देश ने देखी पश्चिम बंगाल में। आज वहां गरीबी, कानून व्यवस्था का अभाव, ये जितनी बुराइयां सार्वजनिक जीवन में अब तक हैं, वो घर कर गई है। देश ने कांग्रेस पार्टी को देखा, हम कहां पहुंचे हैं कहने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्या हाल होकर के रहा हमारा। इतने लंबे अरसे तक एक दल सरकार चलाने के बाद भी कहां खड़े हैं।
Meanwhile, Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav is not leaving any stone unturned to woo the voters in the state. Addressing election rally in Sohan-Badra, Akhilesh attacked Prime Minister Modi, saying his roadshow are bound to fail like the early ones and would stray the Prime Minister somewhere else. He took a look at BJP and said that despite his open challenge to the Prime Minister to enlist his 3 years' work done for the Uttar Pradesh, he is yet to divulge them. He also criticized the Modi government for demonetization, saying it has ruined the entire country and forced the people to stand in queues.
रेडियो पे मन की बात, टीवी पे मन की बात, बताओ 3 साल में कोई समझ पाया उनके मन की बात? और लोगों को वादा किया था कि जब पैसा आ जाएगा भ्रष्टाचार का, काले धन वाला, तो हम अकाउंटों में 15-15 लाख रुपए भिजवा देंगे। बताइए किसी के अकाउंट में 15 लाख रुपए आया हो?
The Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi addressed back-to-back election rallies in Sonbhadra, Mirzapur and Jaunpur districts. Rahul took a jibe at Prime Minister Modi, saying that his government has waived off loans worth rupees 1.40 crore owed by 50 rich people, but it has done nothing to write off 50,000 crore due on the poor farmers. Rahul also accused the Modi government of not fulfilling his election promises of tackling unemployment, which he termed as the biggest challenge before the people.
2.5 साल पहले आपने हिंदुस्तान के हर युवा से कहा था कि हर साल नरेंद्र मोदी स्वयं 2 करोड़ युवाओं को देश में रोजगार देगा। आप मुझे बताइए भाइयों और बहनों, नरेंद्र मोदी जी ने पिछले 2.5 साल में इस भीड़ में से किसी को भी रोजगार दिया है?
Several top BJP leaders continue the campaign for the 7th and the final phase elections in UP. Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh held a rally in Chandauli. He accused the UP government for not undertaking any development work in the state. He also alleged that the claims made by Chief Minister are false. BJP President Amit Shah addressed a rally in Ambedkar Nagar and pitched for his party as the only one capable of progress in the state. He also questioned the state government's failure in arresting rape-accused Minister Gayatri Prajapati.
मुझे आश्चर्य होता है कैसे समाजवादी पार्टी के मुख्यमंत्री यह दावा करते हैं कि हमने बहुत विकास किया है, जनता को हमने ओला पड़ने के बाद, सूखा पड़ने के बाद पर्याप्त हमने राहत मुहैया कराई है। यह बात समझ में नहीं आती।
उत्तर प्रदेश का विकास नरेंद्र मोदी के नेतृत्व में भारतीय जनता पार्टी ही कर सकती है और कोई नहीं कर सकता।
Now, the Election Commission has sought a report from the District Election Officer of Varanasi over Prime Minister Modi's roadshow in Banaras on Saturday. The poll watchdog wants to know whether prior permission was granted for organizing the roadshow. The roadshow was scheduled on a day when 49 constituencies went to polls in the 6th phase of UP elections on March 4th. The Congress had approached the Election Commission alleging that BJP had not sought requisite permission for the roadshow. It urged Commission to take cognizance of the offence. BSP Chief Mayawati also urged the Election Commission to investigate the roadshow, alleging that it violated the Model Code of Conduct. It's also the last day of campaigning for the 2nd phase in Manipur, which is also its final phase. 22 seats will vote in this phase on March 8. A total of 98 candidates are in fray in these phases. The elections are being held in the backdrop of economic blockade that has been on since November last year. The first phase of elections held on March 4th saw a record turnout of 84%. Counting of votes will take place on the March 11th. ND constituent Lok Janshakti Party is fighting against BJP, this time in poll-bound Manipur. With just one sitting MLA to share the seat, BJP's leadership at the centre refused to accommodate its ally. In reaction, Lok Janshakti Party has fielded 17 candidates from Manipur. Our correspondent Akhilesh Suman spoke to Ramchandra Paswan, who is Lok Janshakti Party's National Vice President and in charge of Manipur, on implications of branching out and how it will impact ties with the BJP in future.
लोक जनशक्ति पार्टी के राष्ट्रीय उपाध्यक्ष और दलित सेना के राष्ट्रीय अध्यक्ष रामचंद्र पासवान हमारे साथ हैं। रामचंद्र जी, ये आप एनडीए के घटक हैं और इसके बावजूद मणिपुर चुनाव में आपने अपने उम्मीदवार खड़े किए हैं, इसका क्या कारण है?
नहीं, ये केंद्र में तो है, लोकसभा का चुनाव हुआ था तो उसमें हमारे पार्टी के साथ में अलायंस था, आज भी है, लेकिन ये स्टेट का चुनाव है और किसी भी स्टेट का चुनाव में हम अलायंस में नहीं रहे। जैसे अभी भी जिस स्टेट में चुनाव हो रहा है तो कहीं किसी स्टेट में हम गठबंधन में नहीं हैं। मणिपुर में चूंकि हमारा बेस था और पहले से यहाँ हमारे पार्टी के एमएलए थे तो उन एमएलए के कंस्टिट्यूएंसी में भी एनडीए के रूप में हम रहना चाहते थे, लेकिन बीजेपी का जब उम्मीदवार आया और सारा चीज को देखते हुए पार्टी ने फैसला लिया कि हमको चुनाव लड़ना है।
एक भी सीट देने के लिए बीजेपी आपको तैयार नहीं थी?
नहीं, एक भी सीट की बात नहीं है, वो बात जब बना ही नहीं तो
आपका एक सिटिंग सीट था तो उसको देने के लिए बीजेपी तैयार नहीं हुई।
अगर वो उतना तक हो जाता तब तो फिर अलग से कैंडिडेट देने का जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ता।
तो मतलब साफ है कि बीजेपी छोटे जो दल हैं एनडीए के उनको महत्व नहीं दे रही है।
ये तो हम नहीं कह सकते हैं कि उनको महत्व नहीं दे रही है, लेकिन हम लोगों को नहीं मिला, ये हम कह सकते हैं।
तो लोक जनशक्ति पार्टी को इस बात का मलाल जरूर है कि एक सीट लोक जनशक्ति पार्टी के पास थी मणिपुर में और उसे भी मानने के लिए बीजेपी तैयार नहीं हुई। अब एनडीए के सारे जो छोटे घटक दल हैं उन सब के लिए एक तरह का एक संकेत है कि बीजेपी उन्हें चुनाव में कितना जगह देना चाहती है। राज्यसभा टेलीविजन के लिए कैमरा पर्सन प्रशांत कर्माकर के साथ इम्फाल से अखिलेश सुमन।
For more, we have with us Akhilesh Suman live from Imphal. Akhilesh, thanks for joining us. Now, bumper voting in phase 1. Now, in the second phase, there are 22 constituencies that will poll. Some of them were also impacted by the economic blockade. How the authorities are gearing up for this poll, for this phase of polling?
Yeah, actually everyone is very buoyed because of this bumper polling percentage. BJP is claiming that it is a strong anti-incumbency vote that will go in favor of BJP, while Congress is telling that no, it is because of the good work done by the Congress, that is why people have come out to defend the Congress government. So everyone is having a mixed feeling, everyone is thinking that is it going in his favor. But as far as the second phase of polling is concerned, this is the most difficult phase, which most of the area other than the 3-4 constituency in Thobal district, from where even Chief Minister is fighting the election and his son is also fighting the election from this plane. All the constituencies fall in the far-flung area, or they are the hilly areas. So it's really a tough time for Election Commission this time, and also for the security forces, because most of the places are not even covered by the 3G connection, and that is why they cannot even see the live streaming what is going on there. So you can understand that almost more than 600 booths in this phase have been termed as highly sensitive, and almost the same number as vulnerable. Vulnerability index is changed from time to time, even at the time of polling. So it is not very important, but the sensitivity number is very important, and it is beginning from even the Thobal district to Senapati and all those areas which in the hilly areas. But Election Commission has assured that more than 250 companies of paramilitary forces have been sent in those areas. At least 5 paramilitary jawans will be at every booth other than the policeman, and they will be heavily armed. So there is no laxity as far as security is concerned. People's will might be very determinant whether people want to come and vote or not. That is another thing that Election Commission and security has been made very good. And also the indications are there that no organization, that here it is called underground organization, no underground organization have declared either to boycott the vote or stop anyone from voting. So Election Commission in this phase also expecting very good polling percentage.
Right. Akhilesh, thanks. And important, as you highlighted, that no underground or insurgent unit has called band or issued a notice to boycott the election. So clearly, the Election Commission authorities are gearing up for this round of polling. Moving on to next, they will be hearing in Supreme Court today in Gayatri Prajapati's case. The Apex Court had ordered the filing of an FIR against the absconding UP cabinet minister who is facing rape charges. The Samajwadi Party minister on the run is expected to field a battery of lawyers in Supreme Court to get a stay on the non-bailable warrant issued against him. The UP police are also working to attach his properties if he continues to evade the arrest and doesn't appear for questioning. In a related development, Uttar Pradesh Governor Ram Naik wrote to Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav questioning the constitutional morality and dignity of a rape accused continuing in the state cabinet. Naik in a letter wanted to know if Akhilesh justifies the minister's continuance. Prajapati's passport has been cancelled and a lookout notice has been issued against him. Time for a very short break. More news on the other side.
It's election time again. Voters in 5 states gear up to cast their votes. Catch all the action in Verdict 2017, Monday to Friday on Rajya Sabha television.
Homai Vyarawala, better known by her pseudonym Dalda 13, was India's first woman photojournalist. Vyarawala entered the field of photojournalism in the late 1930s. For nearly 30 years till she retired in the early 1970s, at the peak of her career, she made a massive impact. Vyarawala clicked some iconic pictures of political and national leaders. Gandhiji, Nehru, Jinnah, Indira Gandhi have been subjects of her vast photographic collection. Prime Minister Nehru, she says, was her favourite. In 2011, Homai Vyarawala was conferred the Padma Vibhushan, the country's second highest civilian award.
Welcome back. Vice President Mohammad Hamid Ansari embarked on a 2-day trip to Indonesian capital Jakarta today. He will be attending the summit of 21 nations, Indian Ocean Rim Association connectivity. Open maritime trade and rights of navigation are the areas that India will lay emphasis on during the summit. The summit is also expected to pitch for cooperation among think tanks of the members of the countries to evolve common strategies to meet the conventional and non-conventional threats. The theme of the summit is strengthening maritime cooperation for the peaceful, stable and prosperous Indian Ocean. At the meeting, a declaration on the countering violent extremism is expected to be adopted. The IORA's 21-member organization. INS Virat, the second aircraft carrier in Indian Naval Fleet, will be decommissioned today. The Centaur-class aircraft carrier has spent 30 years in the Indian Navy and before the 27-year in Royal Navy of the UK. After decommissioning of INS Virat, Navy will be short of 2 aircraft carriers as INS Vikrant has already been decommissioned. Earlier known as HMS Hermes, the ship was in Royal Navy from 1959. In the late 80s, the Indian Navy purchased it and was recommissioned in 1987. INS Virat sailed under her own power for last time from Mumbai to Kochi in July 2016. In October 2016, she was towed out of Kochi and returned to Mumbai. It's the longest serving ship in the history of Navy. According to Japanese Prime Minister, North Korea has launched 4 ballistic missiles towards the Sea of Japan. 3 of them are reported to have fallen in Japan's exclusive economic zone after flying nearly some 1,000 kilometers. According to South Korean military, the missiles were fired from near north border with China. It's unclear what type of missiles were fired, but North is banned by the United Nations from any test of missiles or nuclear technology. On Friday, Pyongyang threatened to fire missiles in response to Fall Eagle military exercise underway between South Korea and US. The North sees the annual drills as preparation for invasion against it. Last month, North Korea had said it successfully test-fired a new kind of ballistic missile in a launch supervised by leader Kim Jong-un. Now, China has cut its GDP growth target to 6.5% in 2017, a 25-year low, as the world's second largest economy braced for a further slowdown. Premier Li Keqiang has, however, warned of a far more complicated global picture in the year ahead. Li made an announcement while addressing country's parliament, the National People's Congress, which has gathered in Beijing for the annual session. The GDP growth target at around 6.5% for this year is down from last year's 6.7%, indicating the continuation of slowdown. The previous low was 6% target for the gross national product growth in 1992. Meanwhile, China will reportedly increase its defense spending by around 7% this year, the slowest hike since 2010. China's defense budget is the second largest after the United States. However, there was no mention of defense budget in the announcement made by Li Keqiang. Now, India has raised concerns over hate crime in the United States with the authorities there. This comes 3 high-profile attacks on Indian in America in last 10 days. On Sunday, Indian Embassy in Washington tweeted, Indian Ambassador to US Navtej Sarna conveyed deep concern to United States government on the attacks incident. Another tweet said that the US State Department expressed condolences over the incident and assured speedy justice. The meeting came after authorities began investigation of a shooting of a Sikh man, Deep Rai, at his home near Seattle, just days after an engineer from India, Srinivas Kochibotla, was fatally shot in Kansas and killing of Harnish Patel in South Carolina. 2 of these attacks are being investigated as possible hate crimes that have triggered fear about travel to the country and the safety of Indians and Indian origin people in the United States. Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar, during his visit to US on Friday, also discussed the incident with the administration and congressional leaders. In the latest incident in the Kent, 39-year-old Sikh man Deep Rai was working on his car in front of the house when a partially masked man cried, "Go back to your own country," before pulling the trigger, shooting him in the arm. Deep Rai was released from hospital on Sunday and is reportedly very shaken up.
The victim is a 39-year-old Sikh male, and he was approached, confronted by a subject, and some comments were made to the effect of, "Get out of our country, go back to where you're from," and our victim was then shot.
It was very disheartening to see the news that somebody was actually a victim of hate crime in a city that we have never felt that before. It hasn't happened. So it was really shocking. It took me a few hours to get over it, but now we're here, and we're thankful to our police chief for getting ahead and talking to FBI and actually investigating this as a hate crime.
Now, a major controversy has been triggered in US after President Donald Trump said that his predecessor Barack Obama ordered the tapping of his phones during the last year's election. In a series of tweets, Trump suggested Obama was behind a politically motivated plot to upend his campaign. He compared the alleged events to Nixon and Watergate and McCarthyism. He also called Obama a bad guy. Trump, however, did not offer any evidence. Obama spokesperson denied the assertions as simply false. FBI Director James Comey too rejected Trump's claims. Democrat called on Trump to offer proof and to say publicly what he knows. The Justice Department has yet to issue a statement on the latest reports, but President Trump has urged Congress to investigate what he called were troubling claims alongside its current investigation into allegations of Russian hacking during the elections. Meanwhile, Trump supporters rallied across the U.S. after spying claims surfaced.
I can't speak officially anymore, but I will say that for the part of the national security apparatus that I oversaw as DNI, there was no such wiretap activity mounted against the president-elect at the time, or as a candidate, or against his campaign.
It is impossible. The president does not have the ability to call up someone and order a wiretap. So that would mean that a whole lot of people participated in illegality if it didn't go through the FISA court. And I take the president at his word. Donald Trump has presented no evidence that this happened. Before he spoke, this is a key point. If he has evidence, of course make it public. But he should have the evidence before he speaks.
On to cricket now. It's the third day of the second test match between India and Australia being played in Bengaluru. As per the latest tally, Australia are leading by over 80 runs. Matthew Wade and recently dismissed Mitchell Starc were batting, hoping to build on the significant lead as India chased final 4
So it
wickets.
looks to me that they've said, okay,
Australia last time played commendably to claim the upper hand against India with a vital 48-run lead after reaching 237 for 6 yesterday. Matt Renshaw and Marsh battled hard against Indian spinner, fighting out centuries consolidating Australia's position in the match. Ravindra Jadeja took 3 wickets, backed by efforts from Ishant Sharma, Umesh Yadav and Ravichandran Ashwin, kept the Australian lead under check. While Ashwin bowled tight liner and beat the bat on occasions, it was Jadeja who looked like the most lethal among the Indian bowlers. To their credit, the Australians gave better account of themselves in a 2-faced pitch.
Just like that, it's come off this time, another good shot.
And before we wrap up, the tallest national flag in the country, measuring 360 feet, was hoisted on Sunday at Atari Wagah Joint Checkpost in Punjab. The flag will be an attraction for the tourists who visit Atari border to watch the beating retreat ceremony. Earlier, the record of the tallest flag was held by Rajya at 293 feet high. The new flag can also be seen from Lahore in Pakistan.